Well, it's like Venus and I have the same hair. Like we could be like brother and sister, or he could probably be my son. So
He was funny though. I did crack up when he that joke about how he dresses up for every occasion except filing his taxes because the patriarchy doesn't deserve him at his best.
so far, him and Demi are my favorites
I'm rooting for Marcus and Natalie.
because you enjoy chaos. You root for the devil.
And I just want to say we should all be nice here on this podcast to Natalie, who mentioned once again that her father is a plastic surgeon. We love you, Natalie. Who raised you? They did an amazing, amazing job.
We gonna stir it up and do things our way. So if you wanna move, get out of our way.
Hey, hey.
Well, aren't these the best days of our lives?
I'm gonna spare you guys my attempt at singing the song with this man. It's
it's like a cat in an alleyway.
yeah. Exactly. But you guys know what we're here for. Vanderpump Rules.
And we've got
2.0.
Jordan back.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, he had to get all caught up since he missed last week. So
Yeah, I watched last week's as well. I was out of town, and I watched last week's last night, the first one, and then of course the one for today, this week. So that's some thoughts.
I will say that I think because we got the intro for the first time, and it basically is shot for shot the original intro.
And I like that because I have always said the Vanderpump Rules intro is cinema. Oh, it is that. So I was like, last week we didn't get it, and I was like, oh, have they cut back on production quality? Like that's the center. It's just like soap opera meets nostalgia meets drama. No, we got it back. I was like, thank you. And LVP, which I've complained about in a few seasons, she stopped throwing something as she walked in. Now she tossed like a scarf or something.
Yes.
Slow mo. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, she tossed a scarf. So yeah. Well, like this is just more like it kind of like a production thing that I have that anybody who's like worked in service before, like the whole like Guillermo, Natalie, and Lisa having their like pre-shift meeting where they talk about Marcus. I was like, again, like owners are not going to sit down and like the way that's like, I was like, no, you usually are going to have like that type of conversation, like in the office, in the dirty ass office, or like, it's like they have tons of time just to talk about this in the middle. Like, or they like, usually you pick like a corner, like booth where you're not in the middle, like talking about everybody. And I was just like, oh, if you've worked in a restaurant, you're like, that's not very realistic. That them like sitting down, it's very like produced. You're like, okay, we want you guys to sit down at this great table and have a discussion about Marcus and his drinking.
Like in the middle of the restaurant too. That's actually not professional.
No.
That is a conversation to be had in private.
Exactly. I also like I was like, wait a minute, why are all these people doing their side work before the shift? Because a lot of times, like, I don't know, a lot of like folding of napkins and stuff like that should be done as side work for the closing shift people, so that when you come in at the beginning of your shift, like there's certain like opening shift duties that you do, but it shouldn't honestly be like folding and rolling silverware. Like,
do you think that's for like, because when I see stuff like that, for me it's the tie-in to the original Vanderpump Rules. The folding the napkins and rolling the silverware was always like a Sheena task. That meant someone was about to confront her about something, you know. That's why I was like, so I'm finding little familiar things in it.
I mean, for me, it's just like, you know, it's just setting, it's just wallpaper. It's like, these are things that you do, you know, in a restaurant. This is work that you do. So, you know, so it's kind of, it's one of those things where it's realistic because it is a job that you do in that job, but it's also like, I don't know if you'd be doing it then. Anyway, that's granted, every restaurant's different.
with that meeting, by the way, subscribe. Just thought I'd throw
Please.
that out.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Oh, we love a pun.
Yeah. But with that meeting, where with Natalie and Guillermo and stuff, the thing I thought about was like we're going so quickly. That's the opening shot of this one, into this, like, she's concerned about him and stuff, and I'm like, and the note I made here is, this was the opening scene, I'm like, there are either two ways this can go, and it is, one, she's listening to the social media and the fans who in recent years have pointed out how hard she is on girls versus guys, and so she seems to be singling him out, like, in a tough way, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe she's like, trying to. But then I realized as it went on, I was like, no, she's DJ James Kennedying him. No, see you next Tuesday for 2 weeks, Marcus.
I mean, yeah, we'll get into that later on, but I wrote down, Jax Jr., hi.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's exactly, it's like, no, the fact that Marcus doesn't get suspended, doesn't get fired, yet Natalie got suspended just for, like, fighting. Like, no.
Yeah. So that, yeah. I knew it was up to, so I was like, this could go two ways. No.
Natalie, not Natalie, excuse me. Demi is talking to one of the eyebrow brothers, Chris, because that's what I call Chris and Jason. They are the eyebrow brothers. And she's like, how, she like said, like, do you know all the specialty cocktails? And he's like, how would I know the specialty cocktails? And she just points to the sign, like right there. She's like, these are the, and that is me too. I'm like, what is their training situation there for Bart? Like, that's one of the, those are actually the things that you learn when you're training. You don't need to learn how to make a Diet Coke or like a Jack and Coke. You know what I mean? You should know how to make all your basic cocktails. You are learning how to make the specialty cocktails. That's the whole point. You're learning how to make the specialty cocktails. You're learning the POS system. You're learning where they, what your side work duties are, and where they where they put all the liquor, and where the ice is, and where all that stuff is, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. This, I mean, I was thinking about it the way they make it sound like it's his first day.
I know.
It's his first day. Obviously, it's not. You guys know he had to be cast. He had to be vetted. This whole thing probably took months and months. So I'm like, it really isn't his first day. I don't even know if they really live together. We're gonna watch and see. But it's like the Chris and what's his name, Jason.
Well, they're cousins,
they're like cousin brothers. Yeah. But I was like, this feels like it's very convenient for the story.
I mean, there's part of me that wouldn't be surprised if they moved out here for this show. If they somehow, like, they heard about the cat, like they were like, we are bartenders, or like whatever, or if casting found them and was like, hey, this is an opportunity for you to move out to LA. So because if they'd been doing acting and modeling in New York, and was like, hey, you want to move out to LA, be on this television show, and they were like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So that's a possibility too. So
yeah, just doesn't seem authentic. It's just, it wasn't like cameras up, and he's a part of the cast. He's not a part of the background, the staff, obviously.
Yeah. Audrey, like, I was like, oh wait, she's 21. She's gonna be 22 in this episode. It's like, she's 21. Oh my god. I'm like jealous, but not jealous, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, to be 21 again and just not know. Just not know. Like, that's what I'm jealous about, is to be 21 again and just not know. But I would not want to be 21 again. Like, there's so much about being 21. I would not want to be 21 again. So.
Yeah, no, I would just thinking about who I was and what I was doing at 21 gives me a heart attack right now. But but they literally were, I was about to be like, but they were the best days. Let's just start singing this song. I was raising my glasses high and a few other things. But so, Yeah, no, it was hard. That's another thing that's been for starting with this new cast is the age warp or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because even like I did the math on some of them, I think like Chris is like 31.
Yeah.
Shane is 33 or will be 33
Mm-hmm.
in January. I Googled a few of them and but because I was trying to gauge, I'm like, that's kind of weird. They're like SURvers are 21 or no, they're like in their 30s. But then I had to flash back to season 1 of the original and I was like, okay, I was then I don't know, 25, 26. And the main cast, like Jax. So I was like, no, it's actually, they are the ages the original cast was when they started. But in my head, I'm back to thinking like, oh, they all must be like 24, you know?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, is that it's a little bit different out here in LA versus, I want to say, like on the coasts, I feel like it's different than in the middle of the country. Is that like you don't necessarily find a lot of career servers and bartenders necessarily. Like you will be. When I started serving again, I was in my mid 30s. I was in my early to mid 30s. I didn't think I'd be serving and bartending again. Didn't think that would happen because I did it a little bit in college, but I was like, oh, okay. And a lot of people were my age, more than men. That was true too. It was like more than men tended to be older, but there are women too. And so that just tends to be it because you are an actor, a model, a musician, a writer, screenwriter, want to be director, producer. So you've just got a lot of different people from all over the country who are moving here at different stages of their lives. And what's one of the easiest jobs to get? Working in a restaurant and bar.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what's her LVP says it later on, but she says I think talking about Marcus, she's like, he's absolutely replaceable. There are a million other out of work actors who would take this job.
Yeah.
She knows what her hiring pool is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They do gossip about Marcus like getting like kicked out and like Kim and Audrey. I didn't realize that Kim was just a host. Like I thought she was a server, but she's a host, and like she's talking about her relationship with Marcus, and everybody's like they're like Ross and Rachel, and it's like they're always on a break. And I really appreciated Demi. I feel like Demi might be my favorite on this new cast. We'll see. It's early days, but she might be my favorite because she said, I just play along and that it's all serious. Like, oh, you broke up this time. Oh yeah. Good for you. Yeah. I kick him to the curb. Okay. We'll just, yeah, he's horrible.
I'm sorry or I'm happy, not reading all that.
You're back together again. That's great. Hooray. Congrats. Are you broken up again? Oh, boo. He's a horrible piece of shit. Whatever. Anyway. But he's suspended. Well, no, he's kind of suspended when he has drinks with his brother at I forget the name of the place, but basically it used to be a big old Firestone tires place. It's on La Brea by Wilshire. And I remember because I almost got tires there 20 years ago. And I'm kind of a little freaked out that like this place, and there's a couple other places in LA that they've turned basically old auto body shops into restaurants. And I'm like, how does that work? Because there's got to be like a colossal amount of like caustic chemicals that were in these places that they had to like somehow, I would hope, get rid of in order to make it restaurant safe, especially in Los Angeles. But anyway, that's besides the point.
You're sitting on top of like a Freon leak or something,
right? Yeah. There was like tons of like petrochemicals, and like Freon and like antifreeze, what it'd be like all these things. Anyway, that's just like where my head goes. It's it's not the most exciting place. Anyway, I will say like I'm sorry, but his older brother Aaron kind of got the looks of the two of them. Just saying. I already called it out last week that I felt that Marcus kind of looks like a frog. And then watch what happens. They pinpointed it that he kind of looks like Rami Malek, the actor. And I was like,
because he looks He looks familiar to me.
Yes.
Marcus. I couldn't pin it.
Yeah. And like but sorry, Rami Malek is still better looking. So, and last week I also said when I was with Dahlia, because Marcus is acting like a tool, and I was like, I said it's like any excuse to throw a white man under the bus. And as soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, but is he white? But Dahlia was like, we already were kind of like moving along. I was like, I don't know if he's white. I was like, well, we'll find out. Because I was like, I don't know. And then we found out he's not. He's half black. I was like, so just any excuse for me to throw a man under the bus. So.
Reeling that back. Yeah. Rolling that.
I'm just a correction. Just a correction. But,
He's backpedaling. This is don't get bad. Like, she's backpedaling to general,
just general
misogyny. What's the reverse?
General maleness. I'm not even gonna say straight, because I don't know. Like, I can't. Like, I'm just not even gonna do that. Just general maleness.
Yeah, I was like, she's backpedaling to general gender hating.
Yes.
Because of racial specificity.
Or maybe I should just say white male presenting, white straight male presenting. Just in case.
So far though, Marcus is my favorite of the male cast.
Of course he is.
Well, look, I mean, Shane exactly isn't the most likable.
No.
I mean, this episode, he was more like in the mix. Last episode, that's a good thing about Marcus. I was like, what is he talking about last episode with the like laugh? And then Shane walks in with that like tee ha ha ha. I'm like, what is that?
Yep.
What Shane thinks he is Matthew McConaughey, by the way.
That's it.
With that laugh. Yeah.
Yes, that is it.
And I looked him up, and he's from Austin.
There's so many of them from Texas in this episode. I mean, I don't know exactly where Venus and Audrey are from, but they both said that they're from Texas. So I was like, okay. Yeah, well, there's a lot of my brethren there. Okay. Whereas there were like too many from the Midwest in the first one. So, okay. Well, like, this is the thing. I don't like Marcus as a person, as a character on the show. He is incredibly useful. There's always that dichotomy of like, personally, no, absolutely not. As a character on the show, absolutely yes. You're filling the purpose, and you're making good television. So we're all good.
It's so far the male cast. I guess he would be the number one guy in the group as far as so far. But we've only had 2 episodes. Yeah. He's been the male plot line, and the others are his friends. So.
Yeah, we'll see. To me, this cast already just feels like the women are stronger than the men. But that's just me.
I like Natalie.
I like Natalie.
And can we talk about who Natalie is in the cast? Because it's very clear to me. She is our sweet little Kristen.
Well, yeah, I mean, last week, obviously you didn't listen to Dahlia and I talking last week. I called her the demon spawn of Stacy and Kristen Doute.
Yeah. I see a lot of Kristen in her, it's mostly to the way she's being set up within the cast.
Yes,
she is the one who's getting written up. She's the one dramatic. She's the one being accused of. Okay, Kristen did sleep with Jax, but the one flirting with her friend's boyfriend, and she's just dramatic and dysfunctional, and I like her for all those reasons.
Exactly.
Hey, Kristen.
Yeah. Well, actually, okay. Well. Speaking of the flirting with the boyfriend, because when Aaron, I wish Aaron was on the show. When Mark, because I would look at that all day. When Marcus is telling his brother about the like Kim and Natalie fight, I did find it very interesting that Aaron says, "Do you think that you're not doing a good enough job of making Kim feel secure?" And I was like, boom. But then Marcus was like, yeah, I think I do a great job. We have sex all the time. It's really great. And I was like, well, then for whom? You're such a dumbass. And I was like, this is when men, and I'm just men. Sorry, Jordan. Men, at least these men, are so dumb, because in their minds, it's very interesting how like, especially just basically douchebag guys. They're like, well, if I have sex with a girl, it doesn't mean that we're in a relationship. However, if we're having sex in a relationship, that means we're having a healthy relationship. Does that make sense? It's like no, sex does not equal a relationship, yet if you're in a relationship, having sex means that it's a good relationship. There's no like spectrum of like sex and relationship and love and everything like that. Like it was just like whatever. Like dude, you love this chaos. You love chaos. You don't really want to be in a relationship. You love drama. That's why he is Jax.
Yeah. I mean, he's encouraging this Natalie thing.
He completely is, as we find out at the end of the episode, because I was like, there we go. When that happened at the end of the episode, which we'll get to, literally everything clicked with me, especially when Venus at the last episode was like pulling Marcus aside, being like, you need to stand up for Natalie. I was like, what are you talking about, Venus? Like, he should be standing up for his girlfriend. And then I was like, oh, this is what's happening. Because Venus knows that he's triangulating these two women against each other. That's what it is. Yeah. So anyway. Speaking of Venus and Audrey, they get together to have a manifestation session.
I was gonna say he's a manifestation coach who studied The Secret.
I mean, I just wanted to go honey child. I mean, we live in LA. I love astrology. I am very woo-woo, but sometimes I'm just like, there's just sometimes stuff is a little bit too much for me. Like, I am not into life coaches. I am not into like manifestation coaches. Like, no.
I mean, I'll give him credit. He's on TV, so good for him.
Yes.
So I guess it is working for him to some degree. However, I will just say he could say he's into manifestation. I'm not turning to him as a coach for direction in my life. Like that's where I was like, people turn like, what are you doing?
I know. Although, get your bag, honey. Get your bag. If somebody's willing to pay you for it, then that is great. That's great. But like, I can make a vision board like no other, and I have since like 1995. Like it's incredible. So yeah, I was like, okay,
who's that hairdresser? I keep mistaking him for this hairdresser. I know he's a celebrity. No, I don't know.
Jose Ibert?
No. And I've met. There's some hairdresser out there. I'll find the name. But he literally has Venus's hair. I feel like he's like sometimes on QVC or something. You know, like same color, same look. I'll find it.
Well, I was like, Venus and I have the same hair. Like, we could be like brother and sister, or he could probably be my son.
You do some manifesting. He was funny though. I did crack up when that joke about how he dresses up for every occasion except filing his taxes because the patriarchy doesn't deserve him at his best.
Like so far him, because I said it last episode that Venus was my favorite. So far him and Demi are my favorites. So like I like them the most.
I'm rooting for Marcus and Natalie
because you enjoy chaos in that sense. You root for the devil.
And I just want to say we should all be nice here on this podcast to Natalie, who mentioned once again that her father is a plastic surgeon. We love you, Natalie. Who raised you? They did an amazing, amazing job.
Oh my gosh. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Rude. Oh, well, like, okay, speaking of like my serving days, when the Eyebrow Brothers and Marcus and Venus and Shane all meet up for drinks that evening when all the rest of them are working, they go to this place called Third Base, which is in Hollywood, and it's near like the Dream Hotel and oh my god, I can't even think of the name of some of the other places. Sorry, it's in Hollywood. It's on Cahuenga, but it's that place used to be. I was like, oh, that used to be Big Wang's, and then
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
That used to be Big Wings. I used to park right behind it when I worked at St. Felix, because that is right next door to St. Felix. And that's where I worked. I bartended there for a couple of years.
Is that where like Amoeba used to be or something? I remember meeting a friend there once.
Amoeba was just south of that. Was on Sunset in Hollywood.
Yeah, I remember just like parking was bad, and I had to like park near an Amoeba or walk by an Amoeba to get around to that. Yeah. Actually, I'm not super familiar. I've lived here my whole life, but Hollywood isn't like, I'm still like a tourist when I go, so I have to piece it together. I live in a bubble within a bubble. So even Hollywood to me is like going to like New York or Vegas. I'm like, ooh, look at that sign on the mountain.
No. And for me, it's more like, I know this toilet bowl way too well.
Yeah.
So yeah. But again, Marcus likes to like talking crap about Kim. Like he calls her a werewolf. Yeah. And I was like, dude, like this is your girlfriend. Like again, if you don't want to be with her, then don't be with her. Just don't talk. And also, I think the worst part is like, not only are you talking crap about her, and look, I get it. We all talk crap about our significant others to our friends, and that's true. But you're doing this on camera on national television.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key here. You know what you're doing now. This show, while this is your first season on this show, you know what this show is. You know what you were getting into. This isn't like the first season period of Vanderpump Rules, and you have no idea what they're going to be doing or showing or anything like that. I was like, dude, oh my gosh.
So some of them too have worked there long enough that they were. Some of these people, like we were talking about, are thrown in for the new one, but some of them have been around at SUR long enough to have been there for the original cast, at least the original series. You know, so they're very, very aware. They can't say they're not.
Exactly, I agree.
Well, I haven't seen Peter. They're showing all these managers. They're showing like people I had never seen.
I hope Peter has moved on. I like Peter a lot. He always was kind of like a fave of mine. Like I think he's kind of like that nerd. He's always awkward and like nerdy. But like I always thought he was like nice and should not be there any longer. Like he's too good for that place.
Oh no, he's still there.
He's
still there. His hashtag is literally, I actually work at SUR. Because after a few seasons, no one really worked at SUR but him. And so
I hope they're paying him a lot of money because, well, I guess I was talking about this earlier with Dahlia offline. Like, I'm just not a person who can stay at a place for very long. Let me get woo-woo in astrology, but I'm too mutable. Like, that's why I enjoy what I do in my career now, because I get to go from show to show. So I get to like, there's enough change and enough variety. I couldn't go to the same freaking job day in and day out for years. My max usually is like 2.5 years. And then I'm like, I got to change places because I got to learn something new. I need to meet new people. I need to like interact and like do something different. So I guess I'm not built that way. I'm not built the same as Peter.
Yeah. I hope they've given him some kind of look. It was the last series, so some of it was fake. I hope he has some tiny, tiny sliver of a percentage, some kind of vesting in their business. Look, they were giving it to the Toms.
Yeah.
I mean,
he deserves it more than the Toms. Look, they should have called it Peter Peckers because, it's West Hollywood, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, we're rooting for you, Peter.
Always rooting for Peter. Anyway, well, okay. When the guys are they're at third base, of course it's third base, and that just hit me. Chris, who is 31, says that he doesn't feel like Audrey doesn't seem like she's like about to turn 22. I was like, dude.
That really aged him. Because it sounded a little pervy. Like, no, she's really mature for a high school girl. That's how I heard it.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no.
You and I, we see each other. I was like, yep. I was like, nah. I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah. When he said it out loud, I was like, I feel like you are like like 50 right now, being like, no, we have great conversations. She knows way more than a high school sophomore or whatever. I don't, just like.
Oh, speaking of 50. Okay. So apparently, Natalie's ex, Paolo, who works, there at SUR. So turns out he, like a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago, got into a really bad motorcycle accident and was hospitalized. And apparently, like, Guillermo had on his Instagram, like, basically like pray for Paolo. And the reason I know this is Dahlia was telling me this because she listens to Watch Her Crappens. I don't care. I will mention other podcasts on here. I'm not like an asshole like that. So like, and they looked him up because they wanted to know what he actually looked like. And Ronnie and Ben found what he looked like. And Dahlia was like, oh, I feel bad for like kind of calling him, like saying this stuff. And I was like, I don't. I was like, look, it sucks. I'm just going to say this. Perverts get hurt all the time. Perverts die all the time too. I was like, but the thing is that like, sure, that sucks, and that's sad that he was in an accident, and I would never want anybody to get hurt or die, but that doesn't make up for the fact that this is a like 50-something-year-old man dating a woman who's half his age, who could be his daughter, and that and that's basically his MO, working in these restaurants. I was like, no, I'm not gonna, like, no. You don't get that. You don't get that like sympathy thing of like, oh no, you're a nice guy now because you almost died. Women don't get that same thing. So neither do you, Paolo. I hope you're healing. Start dating women. Fine if Chris wants to date a woman 10 years younger than him. That's fine. Whatever. I guess I'm okay with that as long as it's not 25 years younger.
What I want to know what Paolo does. He's
a
in
bartender.
Like Social Security range.
Yeah.
I mean, what is he there?
He's older than me. Come on. Like,
no. What does he do? I was like, is he like a bar back?
He's a bartender.
Because in my head, I was like, was he like out there? I was like, was he out there in the back alley, like soaking up that like season 2 drama? Like, was like Stacy and Jax? It's like, no, that really, like, I know we like, look, James Kennedy, you know, always calling Jax old man. Like, Jax is probably, I don't know, 15. I don't know Jax's age. He's still probably 10 years younger than Paolo.
About, like, Jax is a year younger than me, or like a year and a half younger than me, something like that. Because I just had my birthday on Saturday again. Hi. Wish me happy birthday, please. I'm just kidding. I have to share it with Jesus, so I'm trying to milk it for all it's worth. Anyway, no, like, Jax is only like a year and a half younger than me. So like, yeah, but but like, Paolo's, that's just gross, dude. I'm sorry. Like, no. No. You're working at SUR for a reason. I've worked with men like you. I know exactly what you were like. So
I wonder if the accident had something to do with why his face is blocked in all scenes. Not because of the act. What I mean is he able to sign the release? Why is his face blocked out of all this? He had to have refused to sign the release. Yeah, he definitely refused to sign the release. So even though, just like in Wedding Crashes, I will find you. Yeah.
Oh, man.
What else is there?
Well, actually, you know who couldn't be found? Natalie could not be found on her shift. When Guillermo gave Demi Natalie's write-up. And then I will say, Demi was being a little hyperbolic, being like, you were gone for an hour. I love how the time was like 27 minutes.
Yeah. Production had her back on that one.
They did.
That one, yeah.
They did. However, this is the thing, and it's very Kristen Doute. Stop fighting it, Natalie. Just stop fighting it. She said what she said. She's gonna double down on it. She's not gonna give up on this hour thing. Just say, fine, whatever. Give me the thing to sign and get back to work and make your money. Because I'm sorry, you're not gonna make a lot of money working at SUR. It's not the place it was 15 years ago. West Hollywood
Yeah.
is not the place it was 15 years ago. You are not making, people are not making $500 a night bartending in LA like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't depend on this Bravo paycheck either, girl. Make your money. Stop fighting. Just, that's all she needed to do. That's all but that comes with age. That just comes with age and maturity of realizing this is not a hill I want to die on.
Yeah. And it really did double down on the Kristen Doute-ness of her position in the show.
Mm-hmm.
That was waving a cig, telling Guillermo's Natalie.
Diana. No, telling Diana.
Who's Natalie then?
Natalie is Guillermo's wife.
And then who's Diana?
Diana was the old manager who was also French.
Oh, okay.
Was also
okay,
French.
Okay. I had them. It's the French aspect. Yeah. I had them rolled as one person. I thought they were both. They were one.
Not all French people are the same.
But, yes, they are in my book. No. Yeah. No. Okay. So yeah, that's who it was Diana then. But yeah, I was thinking, I was like, this is a scene straight out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a go. This is we're working up to a suck a dick moment.
That's where. And then the other thing I caught in that, and this is, I know at some point we're gonna have to let go of the old Vanderpump Rules, but at this point we're watching and comparing and contrasting when we get situated here. Is then while Natalie is having her Kristen style meltdown over her write-up, she also mentions how Demi and Kim are mad at her, and normally they're the best of friends who go out after work. It's like, which is a WeHo? We have our trio.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I mean, this is like, it's just how it is in workplaces. I mean, especially restaurants, but workplaces in general. You have your work friends, but like working in service, in restaurants and bars, because you work these odd hours and you do these things, like those are the people you can like hang out with and do that stuff. And it's just such a weird incestuous thing. I mean, I'm still friends with a lot of people I served with, but that sounds like I was in the military
or jail. No, yeah,
more like the military. Although I will say, you are in the trenches. You were in the trenches when you are. You don't think so? Also, and I'm going to say this, especially because I was working at the Den when the shooting at the county line happened, and there was that was a bar up in Ventura happened, and friends of one of our barbacks was there. I always worked, when I worked at restaurants, I needed to know where I could leave, where I could get out in case a bar shooting happened.
Oh, Jesus.
Just like at Paul's, just like at any of those places. At the Den, if somebody came in, I was screwed. I couldn't leave, like from the front place, from the front bar that I worked in. I would be dead.
Wow.
So I served.
Yeah.
I served because honestly,
you were in the trenches, like literally. Yeah.
You literally are. Like you think about that. Like when you go to a lot of jobs, just like, a lot of teachers. I'm sorry, I'm bringing it down. But I think that's an important thing to think about. Yeah. That a lot of people who do service-oriented jobs are doing jobs where they actually do put their lives on the line in different ways that you wouldn't even think about.
Well, we got a little close up of Chris's family life. I know we have the cousin. We also have his dad.
Mm-hmm.
The parents are playing a role in this new one. I mean, not a role on camera, but they do talk more about their family a little bit more. Where, like, look, we're going to get Marcus. We've already met his brother. Now we're seeing Chris's dad, his cousin. Where in the original cast, it took a while before we knew them to even realize it, and just like sprout from the stock rooms of SUR.
They sprouted out of the head of Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, these people are more anchored in their own lives in that sense. Like, but so Chris's dad, 30. Chris's dad is it? Chris, we learn is 31. He is. I put He's from New Jersey, and he changed a little when he was talking about New Jersey, and I put 31 Guido, New Jersey.
Yep.
I didn't hear it in his voice at first, but I think maybe as an actor you go through that kind of training.
You do.
But when he was talking about it a little, now it's like, oh, that's why he was saying he could play Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that like suddenly leaned into that kind of like Gorga, that kind of like. It's like, oh, there we go. There it is.
Yeah. I mean,
his cousins. He was talking about. He has like 9 cousins named Vinny, 10 named Tony.
Oh
and yeah.
I remember one time being in Vegas, and I sat down at a table to play. I think it was 3-card poker, and there were all these women, and they were from like New Jersey or like Philadelphia or something like that, and they were very Italian, and literally every single one of them was like, my Tony this and my Tony that, and blah, blah. I like literally that was it. And there was one Paulie, like, because they were all talking about the men, they were all talking about the husbands or the sons or the grandsons, and they all were Tonys except for one Paulie. That was it. I was like, oh my God. And they had nails. And this was like 2010. So it was like, it was hilarious. It was like I jumped into Jersey Shore.
I was just saying, picturing the beauty parlor scene in Goodfellas.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. It really was. It was like they were all wearing like like way too much perfume, and there was a lot of leopard print. So it was great. I was like, I thought these people only existed in movies like Goodfellas and stuff. No, they're real. They walk and talk amongst us. So yeah.
When Chris was talking about Audrey, actually, and how when also the part where he's like, well, she's not 21, she's more mature. He was also saying she's not like your typical LA girl. She's really nice and this and that. And that I started thinking too about like, because I'm from here and it's all I know, but it's interesting meeting. And this is a show really about people who've come to LA.
Yes.
So it's an outsider perspective, and I have been told over the years, and it wasn't an observation. It was literally directed at me and my friends, saying we're some of the worst people they've ever met in their lives. Like people from out, just like you guys are like horrible, and I was like people from from San Francisco, the Bay Area, from all over. And they meant LA in general, but specific.
Well,
observing us,
you
don't limit it to LA. No, it's national. No, but yeah.
Well, because like I mean, I don't know, because I take offense at that as being a LA girl and a transplant and stuff like that. But I do see it, having lived here for like almost 30 years, like just shy of 30 years. And I mean, but I do think like some of the worst people who live here, who basically embrace the shallow fakeness in the worst parts of Los Angeles, are the transplants who start to believe that they have to act a certain way in order to make it here. Whereas like, I think one of my saving grace is that I came out here for college. So I made a lot of friends here in college, and made a lot of friends with people who grew up here. Like some of my best friends were born at Kaiser Permanente in Los Feliz, you know what I mean? Or UCLA, you know, these are people who born and raised here, and they're not horrible people, you know what I mean? It's you can find assholes anywhere. You really can. So I also feel like it's the type of person that you are.
It's because like with the Housewives version, you know, these are two different, and Housewives in general for its city is supposed to be the establishment of the city, where this is more about people who've moved to the city. And that's why I was like, it's very different perspective. I was like, I wonder what, but also look, he is the type who would attract horrible people.
Yeah, he works at SUR.
He works at SUR and came here to be a model and an actor. That right there. Also,
anytime like a guy is basically like, you're a special type of girl. You're not like other girls. You're a special type of girl. I was like, yeah, she's a special type of girl until she disappoints you in some way. And then she's going to be just like every other girl that you hate. So I was like, there's nothing, that's not a compliment. Like, this is backhanded. Also, like, he also started going, he's like, yeah, I've dated for looks and that was just fake. And he's like, yeah, personality is number one. I was like, yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. Yeah.
His dad called him out. His dad said one little thing, you're going to dump her.
Yeah.
So.
One toe's longer than the other, you're going to dump her. So it's like, exactly. This man's he's all talk. I think he's very Tom Sandoval-ish. Because Tom had us snowed for a very long time that he was not as bad as Jax. He had some bad things, but he was really good at like weaseling his way out of it, or convincing us, or playing the victim to Kristen and stuff like that. But like, Chris is definitely more Tom Sandoval-ish. So, yeah. Anyway, well, let's talk about Jax 2.0 or Jax Jr.
Yeah, as we should get to the meat of it, which is Marcus return. This is how we know we're back. Marcus has been summoned to SUR for the sit down with Lisa Vanderpump, and she's in her. Remember, this is from Housewives Vanderpump Rules. Housewives cocktail dress, big diamond necklace, very fancy.
Sorry, quote unquote diamond necklace.
Yeah. You guys know a lot of her jewelry's costume. A lot. and on here in Vanderpump Rules at SUR, where she's like the boss, it's always that vest, the tie. It's a totally different pantsuit. And yes, he's been summoned to the big boss to talk about his drinking on the job. Funny.
Well, I was going to say, he brings these flowers to butter her up for the meeting. And I was like, honey, don't worry about it. She likes boys more than she likes girls. So you're fine. Like, you didn't need to like spend your hard earned money that you didn't earn this week because you weren't being paid on flowers for this woman. But,
And on top of it, I saw them, they're in the kind of, not saran wrap, whatever it's called, cellophane. I don't know.
Yeah, cellophane.
They were like
grocery store
flowers, which it's fine, except she has a line of grocery store bouquets at Ralph's.
Does she?
Yeah, if you're listening outside of LA, it would be Kroger.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, go to Ralph's or Kroger. It's Vanderpump Flowers, but it's so, and it's literally those bouquets, like what he brought her. So that's why I was like, I'm surprised it wasn't given to him from her to give back to her to feature her.
I'm surprised too.
Yeah.
Along with a bottle of Vanderpump Rosé.
She missed an opportunity there. That was fun. I was like, yeah. But some of her former friends would have missed that obvious branding placement, but she did.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is it? LVP gives him the sit down,
and she calls out his drinking.
Yeah.
And she
tells him.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. This is where. She what does she say? He looks tired, miserable, pale. He's drinking too much.
She said he looks tired and thin, and yeah. And
it's a compliment in my book. But okay, fine.
And you wonder why people call you horrible.
Like, okay, now get to where you're concerned. Stop flattering me.
No.
Yeah. This is my issue with this took me right back. This is that fake care situation.
Yes.
This was what all former cast members have said about LVP. Even people who were on the show, Housewives even. When she has these like, you can come to me with anything, darling. And she's very maternal and worried about you. It's all for camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
All for camera. From Taylor Armstrong straight through to Ariana. It's all just a gesture for cameras to look like she's the good loving person.
Exactly.
I rolled my eyes at this to the point where, did you catch when he is pouring his heart out, which is sad. He lost both his parents in recent years and his mother most recently. He says in September, as much as she cares about him and is worried about him, she had no idea his mother had died, and he worked for her at that time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you not know that? How do you
Was there not a leave filed for like a week or something? So like businesses will send you a flower or something.
Also, like his coworkers would have said something, even if he didn't say something. Like his coworkers would have said something. It would have gotten back to management and to owners. Like I don't care. Like that would have happened. So that, yeah, it's like, how did you not know? Please don't tell me that I would really hope that you would not be feigning ignorance, for this. Of course, then she's like, that she's going to, set up free counseling for him. That's great. Like if he goes, I feel this almost kind of is like Paolo a little bit. I feel I have sympathy for him that, to lose your father back during COVID, to lose your mom, in September, like that's just hard. And for like to feel like to be an orphan, like you're an orphan, like for it just to be like you and your brother now, like that's really sad. And that is very, very hard to deal with. What I don't like though is the way, and this is where I call him Jax Jr., is that it becomes everybody else's problem except for his. Is that he's like, Kim doesn't understand. And right there, I was like, I seriously doubt that. I bet she does so much for you and you don't care. Like, or it's not what you basically are now, your grief has become self-destructive, and that's what you're doing. And that's understand. Grief is weird and everybody grieves in a different way. And so I'm not telling him that he needs to grieve a certain way, but I am saying that I certainly hope that Lisa really did get him counseling and that he does go to it, because this whole thing about like, these are self-destructive tendencies of people like him. And that's where it becomes very Jax, because remember when Jax, everything was about his father died. And it was like,
it still is on the
exactly.
Valley. It is still about that.
Exactly. So that would be what I would certainly hope. I would really dislike to see that become Marcus's thing. Anything goes wrong for him, anything goes bad. I lost both my parents. And then immediately, and it was like, dude, sorry, you're not the only orphan here. Please work on this. Let's work on your grief. Like, let's figure out a way to like do this. So, stop drinking so much and taking it out on your girlfriend. So,
although my thing with the relationship is they've only been together for a matter of months. Like
it should be easy. It shouldn't be this dramatic.
No, but it also shouldn't be like the way it's not like they're going into this show. They got together essentially at some point during basically like the casting development process of this show. And even at the end when she's crying, I'm dying, because she's like, do you know how many months I put into him? Like her husband just walked out.
I mean, honestly, the ROI on this man is not worth it. It's not worth. Well, and this is another thing. Like I go like, yeah, the months of work that you've put on this man. So that's why I go, he's like, Kim doesn't understand. Basically, he's like throwing his girlfriend under the bus for having to and she's dealt with like a lot of his grief, but it's still not good enough for him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, girl. And she's probably holding on, being like, if I don't help him, nobody else will. Girl, there's another girl around the corner who will think that she can fix this broken bird.
Yeah.
Please stop. Please.
Yeah, at this point, I'm down. Well, no, because I could see the passion. Like, I could see her tears. Like, she was literally bawling. So, because I was like, really, you guys are just dating.
Yeah.
You're on reality TV, you've been together for... It's when she ran off and was like, the amount of months I poured into him. Like, I gave you the best weeks of my life. Like, I was just like... That's where I was like, okay, I feel like this is a little heightened.
But I mean, everything's heightened though when you're that young, because when she's only 24, I think she's 24, 23 or 24. So I don't know. I don't remember. The only ages, well, I'm starting to remember more of their ages, but I'm like, Natalie's 26, Audrey just turned 22, Chris is 31. Those are the ages.
Shane he'll be 33 next month.
Oh, okay. That's right, because you Googled him.
Yeah. I was trying to like figure out what the hell is his deal. What are his charges? No, it was just like it was rather slimy, and I was just like, what? And he's 33, so I think Marcus is probably somewhere around 30. I don't know his
Yeah.
specific age, but I was also just trying to figure out, like I said, I'm having trouble processing the jump from the original, which is now the Valley, the cast on the Valley, which, they're, and then this one, I don't know. I, I thought the original cast started when they were like 22, but I was like, how could that be? I started like, yeah, it took me a while.
Yeah.
Not always the brightest.
Oh, that's all right. Well, let's go to Audrey's birthday. She's turning 22. I can't believe I'm 22. I can't believe you're 22 either, Audrey.
You know what I hated or resented more about the her youth? No, was I thought about it because she was explaining why she's having this big 22nd. It's because she had just moved to LA for her 21st and she was broke. I'm like, wow, 21, you packed up your bags, moved to LA, and by your 22nd, you're on Vanderpump Rules. Good for you.
She doesn't need a manifestation coach.
She's the one who should be teaching those courses. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, first I was like, God damn you. But amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I was like, she's living the dream. She's the one.
Yeah. Okay, well, this hotel that she had her birthday party at, it was called Sonder at the Beacon. And if you don't know, like this Sonder that went under, basically, like they got bought out, I think, by Marriott, and then Marriott just fudged all of that, and so all the Sonder hotels just went completely under, and now it's something called the Eden. However, this hotel in Santa Monica used to be called the Shangri-La Hotel.
Oh, that's what this is? I knew the Shangri-La.
Yeah. The Shangri-La is a great hotel. It's a very Art Deco hotel. It's a very cool hotel. I would say, like, I don't think they did too much. They've just like updated some things, but it's very Art Deco. It's very cool. I highly recommend like going there if you really want to see like some prime Art Deco architecture and stuff. But when it was the Shangri-La, I had one of my most debauched nights of my life at a friend's birthday party, and they had rented the penthouse there, the old school penthouse. Now they really hadn't updated it much. It was pretty crappy, but I will say there were a lot of mirrored surfaces in that penthouse. Lots of mirrored surfaces in that penthouse. They knew who they were catering to when it came to renting out that penthouse.
Not that hotel, others, same reason, not allowed back. Just saying.
Yeah.
In my Audrey era, in my in the I'm not in my Jax era, but when I was back in,
I also like, and that party was probably like, I want to say 20 years ago. Oh my god, no, not that long ago. Maybe like 17. Yeah, 3 years makes a difference. But I did meet a date, like a Tinder date, there for drinks one time. But like at the lobby bar back in 2012, it was a horrible date. It was like a horrible date. I remember this guy so specifically. He worked for Safe Light. I don't
repair, Safe Light replace.
Exactly.
The windshield people.
Yes, and like literally, anytime I see an ad for them, I think of this fucking guy, like this fucking guy who basically told me that I wanted to have children, even though I told him I did not want to have children. I was like it was just, it was so terrible. I was like, oh, I don't. Yeah. And so it's like, I would never use Safe Light just because this man turned me off so much.
You'll drive around like with a shattered windshield versus
literally got rid of a car because I didn't want to have to use Safe Light. Oh,
yeah, the party. It's just like a Marcus, Natalie, Kim blow up.
It basically is. Yeah.
And we do see exactly what, like you were saying, he's playing, and when it comes out that he is telling both girls very different versions of the texts they send each other. Like to Natalie, it's like, oh, meaningless. But when he's telling it to Kim, he's like, she's trying to seduce me.
Yeah.
Like,
and the thing is that Kim has never seen the texts. She only hears what he tells her.
mm-hmm.
And so and she was like, wait, and I'm like, wait a minute. And she's just believing him. Like even in her confessional, it was like, well, you just believe, like, yeah, she just believes him. Like, so he's triangulating them, creating drama. But we are seeing the text though, because Natalie's showing them and they're at least popping up and showing us. I was like, oh my gosh. And I mean, I enjoy it because like Demi gets Marcus. It's like, we need to get Marcus in here. And that's when Venus calls out Marcus in the confessional and tells him that Marcus, you know, tells people what he thinks they want to hear. Which,
yeah.
But in a grosser way. I do find it interesting though too. He also says he blatantly lies, and he goes that he never said that him and Natalie were like brother and sister. And both Venus calls him out, and then they do the flashback to him even saying that to his brother like the days before.
Mm-hmm.
And also he didn't like deny it the night that they were all at the Belmont, and she even said that. She's like, he says we're like brother and sister. Like, no, dude, this is it's very interesting. Demi calls it when she says that a guy saying that you know, being a like brother and sister thing is like when a guy really likes a girl but he knows he can't bang her. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, girl, you're so yep bingo. And but something else that was said, Kim, like when all this stuff is kind of coming out, and even Natalie's like looking at Marcus being like, what? Like, I can't believe like you're doing this. Kim says something like, is that somebody that you want to be friends with? Like talking about Marcus. And I was like, girl, is that someone you want to be dating? Like I wouldn't want that dick near me. I'd be like, no, like, excuse, this isn't even about friendship. It's so gross. It's so gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, now I'm questioning his version of events. Yes, we'll get to it. But just earlier when he was telling his brother, I think it was his brother, or maybe it was the guy's night out, about the location tracker, you know, like on your phone, which is very Sheena.
Yes.
Very, yeah, and just like how if he doesn't answer her text, he'll check location tracker, and she's driving, her little dots driving up the canyon. I'm like, if all this is true from both sides or even one side, I keep saying, and it ends with her being like, the amount of months I put into him. I'm like, this is way too intense and rocky for essentially they're dating.
Yeah.
They're like, they're saying 9 months. That's for TV cameras. Who knows how long it really was?
Yeah.
You guys are still like, you guys are in like messy divorce phase, and you haven't even made it to 1 year yet.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even live together. Like, at least like Kristen and Tom lived together and had been together for like quite a while. It's like, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know what this relation, I think I'm not taking it as seriously, their relationship or their drama, because I'm like, how are you guys like really together? It's like, it sounds like kind of like dating. Good point. Like you said, they don't even live together.
Yeah.
They're like coworkers who've been out. I don't know. It seems very intense if it's all true for people who haven't even had like, I don't know when they filmed this. When did
they filmed it in the spring. Yeah.
Spring. So, okay, they have had like a Valentine's Day. So, but they haven't even made it to 1 year yet. It's a lot. They haven't moved in yet. This is the kind of bickering for people who are together 24/7 and they live. He was even saying, like, in, I think last episode, after this, you don't know what I have to go home to. I get like going back to her place or vice versa, but it seems like they've been like married like 10 years. They hate how the labor of the kids is divided. They're like resentful.
Yeah. This is again why I call him Jax Jr., because that's what like Jax would do. Like he would talk like, and not that Stassi was like an angel or anything like that. I'm not a Stassi defender and I don't want to see her back on my television screen, but like, he would say all this shit about her, but a lot of it was because he was driving her crazy. Well, look, he says in his confessional, he says, I don't want to pull the dead parents card. He's like, but then he does. Because he says, he's like, I'm looking for happiness and I don't give a shit about what they're talking about. I was like, but sir, they're talking about you. They're talking about you and the things that you say and the things that you are doing. This is not talking about like Pokemon Go or the LA Rams or astrology or something. This is not about talking about something that you shouldn't or don't need to care about, or is just like, conditional. They're talking about you. You should care about this stuff. I was like, I enjoy that Venus was like, girls, you need to stick together. Like, don't let this guy get in the way. Because then he tells the third DJ that he is falling out of love with that girl, meaning Kim, and Kim overhears that. And that's why she leaves in tears. I was like, break up with him. Please leave him. But we know that she's not going to. If Amanda Batula will not leave Kyle Cook after everything that he has done to her, I don't know what will make Kim leave Marcus.
Yeah. As we like, we'll get it by we'll find out by like the reunion probably. I don't know if season. Well, it's a reboot, so it may continue on with a reunion. I don't know if they have to earn their. It was like, yeah, I was a bit be like, let's take bets by the reunion. Well, have they broken up, moved in? Like,
I hope that they have not broken up. I would love it if they'd moved in. And this is all for television and the chaos of it. Personally, I hope she dumps him and was like, go figure out your shit on your own. But at the same time, he'll probably start dating Audrey or whoever else new starts working at SUR. So.
Or Natalie. No.
Look, he'll land. Natalie's got nice tits, so I'm not gonna deny that. I love how she's like, I could get free tits from my dad, and I didn't, not yet. And I was like, yeah, don't mess with those tits. Those are really good. I do think she got a free nose job though.
Yeah, she looks exactly like that's also, I think I like her too. She looks exactly like my friend. Like, I was like, it was weird, same hair, everything. And I was thinking, did she get a nose job though? Because my friend did, who looks like her. And you can tell by, it's not perfect, which is honestly too perfect. It's so obvious.
Yes.
As we know. But I can tell by, I call it a slope.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The shape, the lengthwise shape down the, it's like, that's like, I call it a slope. I spotted it.
It's the slope. And it's also a lot of times the kind of like pointiness at the tip of the nose. Like that's the thing. That's been the more trendy thing in the last few years of just shaving down the tip just a little bit to make it a little, so that you don't really have to even, do contouring, but it's that look has become very popular. So yeah, no, I think she got a nose. It's a good nose job. It's a good nose job. So yeah,
it's wonderful. I wonder what doctor did it. Probably the same stand-up amazing guy who raised her. I wonder what other amazing procedures he does with his talents. I would be happy to share with the world if he just slides into our DMs.
I wonder if women will start coming to him going, I want your daughter's tits. Honestly, that's great advertising.
Yeah.
She did him a favor. Be like, hey, I get tits like your daughter's.
And they're going to get their own family spin-off. It's going to be called surgery. Plastic surgery.
Not if Terry Dubrow has anything to say about it. Well, they end with the lap dance from Axelrod. Such a bad stripper name. Whatever. But yeah, ends with a lap dance and Kim crying in the corner and leaving. And I think that's the mark of a really good birthday party, I think. If somebody fights and leaves crying and you get a lap dance, that's a successful birthday. Yeah. So congratulations, Audrey. You had a great 22nd birthday.
And on that note, you guys want to make our any day special.
Any day.
Especially in case Natalie's amazing plastic surgeon father doesn't slide into our DMs with a little friends and family invitation. Just all you have to do is hit subscribe.
And also tell us in the comments, what plastic surgery do you think that Jordan should get from Natalie's wonderful plastic surgery?
The same implants she got. The same implants she got.
Oh, yeah. Leave us a comment, share with your friends, your family, your plastic surgeons, your AA sponsors, your, I don't know, your divorce attorneys, your shift manager, your shift leader at work. Because, you know, come on. But yeah, anything else, Jordan?
I don't think so. Unless you guys want me to do. No,
I'm ending it now. Bye. Adios.